This week on the programme we head to Newbridge for the semi-finals of the Cox Cup. Then it's on to Shelbourne Park for the quarter-finals of the Ladbrokes 600. We round up the programme with the final of the Red Mills Produce Stakes from Clonmel. The semi-finals of the €50,000 Cox Cup, which took centre stage at the County Kildare Stadium last Friday night, is really heating up. The anti-post market leader Phoenix Paddy, running from Trap 3, was the 4-6 favourite in the second heat. But after his flying performance in last week's quarter-finals, Tyrone Lee was the evens favourite in the first heat, also wearing the white jacket.
Here on the way now for the opening semi-final of the 2007 Cox Cup. In 1, Skywalker Prince, 2, Captain Rab, in 3, the favourite Tyra Lee, 4, Venture More, 5, Lemon Chief, and 6, Ballygannon Star. The hair now coming up behind traps. And away they go in 3, Tyra Lee, the favourite, off to a flyer. He leads to the opening turn from 5, Lemon Chief, and 6, Ballygannon Star. Around the bend is 3, Tyra Lee, 5, Lemon Chief, runs into the back of him there and forced to check. 1 and 3rd, Skywalker Prince, but down the far side it's 3, Tyra Lee, sets the pace. He's 3 lengths clear of 5, Lemon Chief. Then comes 2, Captain Rab, and 1, Skywalker Prince, but to the third bend, and still 3, the favourite, Tyra Lee, leads now by 4 lengths from 5, Lemon Chief, who's been tackled by 2, Captain Rab. Up the home straight, 3, Tyra Lee goes on to score. Second is 2, Captain Rab, close for third, perhaps 6, Ballygannon Star, and the winning time of fast, 29.88. And the results of the opening semi-final of the Cox Cup: Trap 3, Tyra Lee, an impressive winner. Second was 2, Captain Rab, and back in third was 6, Ballygannon Star. The winning time, very decent, 29.88.
Michael, Tyra Lee, it was a repeat performance of last week.
It was, yes. He ran very well again. Seems to like this place now. He's just starting to break and getting to the bend in front, and he's very strong coming home. Like, he stays 6 under, so if he keeps doing that, hopefully now next week he'll be lucky again.
And the Trap 3, it suits him?
Suits him perfect. 3 or 4 is the boxes now, so draws good so far.
Runners in traps now for the second semi-final of the 2007 Cox Cup. 1 is Comical Mix, in 2, Balboa, 3, the red hot favourite Phoenix Paddy, 4, Tyra Major, 5, Skywalker Duke, and 6, Gavin's Dilemma. Here up behind the boxes now, the dog set. Remember, the red hot favourite in 3, Phoenix Paddy. And away they go, and Phoenix Paddy off to a moderate start, and the inside 1 goes up well. Comical Mix, but now 3, Phoenix Paddy, showing fine early dash. He leads round the bend, takes a bump. Trap 2 involved in trouble. Balboa, Azo 6, Gavin's Dilemma, and 4, Tyra Major. But down the back straight it's 1, Comical Mix, with 3, Phoenix Paddy. 3, Phoenix Paddy now leads by a head and neck to Trap 1, Comical Mix. 5 in third, Skywalker Duke, but out front it's 3 now. Phoenix Paddy goes on. He leads by 2 lengths, but 1, Comical Mix not going away off the final end. It's 3, Phoenix Paddy, but here comes 1, Comical Mix on the line. It's going to be close. 1, Comical Mix, and 3, Phoenix Paddy. That's 1 for the judge. Back in third was 5, Skywalker Duke, and 30.14 the winning time. And a very tight finish to the second semi-final of the Cox Cup, but it went to Trap 1, Comical Mix. Second was the favourite Phoenix Paddy, and back in third, 5, Skywalker Duke. The winning time, 30.14.
Well, he broke well and he got to the bend there.
Yes, they say you can't break out of Trap 1 in Newbridge, but he's proved him wrong anyway. But he's generally good away, you know. He's consistent in what he does. He does the same thing every night. May not be the best dog in the final, but I'd pick him over some of them. He's a genuine dog anyway, you know. Gives his best shot every night.
And the Trap 1, does that suit him?
He loves the rails, yeah. Trap 1.
You'd be hoping maybe 2.
Well, it depends. It's nice to be inside some of the early place ones. You have a better chance. If you can break out of Trap 1 is the best job, but they all tell me here, the regulars, you can't break out of Trap 1, you know. It remains to be seen. I haven't got Trap 1 yet, but whatever he gets, we take it. You know, glad to be there.
And the draw for the final of the 2007 Cox Cup was made following the second semi-final. It has resulted as follows: 1, Tyra Lee, in 2, Captain Rab, 3, Comical Mix, in 4, Phoenix Paddy, 5, Ballygannon Star, and 6, Skywalker Duke.
Dara, after tonight's performance, it looked like Tyra Lee was going to be the one to beat in the final, but not a good draw.
Yeah, if you look solely on the clocks, Tyra Lee looks the one to beat in the final, but he's got a bad draw. Trap 1 in Newbridge is a desperate trap, so he has to all to do it. We wanted to trap right. If he leads, he's a chance, but he has to break to win. The 2 dog is a million, he's no chance. The 3 dog, Comical, has a bad draw as well. He could come from behind Phoenix like he done in the semis, but I think the dog that's perfectly housed is Phoenix Paddy, can 4. If he breaks, he'll win. The six dog is a stayer. He could come around him if there's trouble, but there has to be trouble in the race for him. The dog I like in the final is Phoenix Paddy.
And it looks like a great final, and you also have a great night planned.
We do, along with the final and top class racing. We have a great family night planned for next Sunday night. We have face painting and treats for the children, entertainment for the adults, and everyone who comes along on the night will be entered into a draw for a VIP day's racing in Punchestown. Our first race is at 7 o'clock, and we're hoping everyone will come along early, enjoy the racing, the fun and the atmosphere of the 2007 Cox Cup.
Well, it really looks great. We have Phoenix Paddy. He looks like the one to beat in the night. It's very hot racing.
It's a very hot race. Phoenix Paddy has to be my favourite in it. He's impressed me all the way through the stake, and hopefully he'll do it on the night.
So now all we want is the sun shining.
That's all we need, and a good night's racing.
The Ladbrokes 600, which reached the quarter-final stage at Shelbourne Park last Saturday night, has proved to be a real thriller. All 4 heats had odds-on favourites, but was this to the advantage of the punters or the bookies? We join the fortune duo to find out.
In the opening heat, Bar the Devil was the hot favourite. Wearing the red jacket, he stood out as the one to beat. His main rival came in the shape of Trap 4, West Tip.
And away to go. 3 is out fast. That's Hondo Dingle leads up. 1 on the inside. Bar the Devil getting a run. 4 is on the outside. West Tip with 2 Ring Me Sparky in between. Around the corner a bit above. Oh, Bar the Devil runs very wide on the opening bend. Now leads into the back straight from 3 Hondo Devil on the outside. 6 She Likes You. It's Bar the Devil out front again into the third bend. Number 1 Bar the Devil from 3 Hondo Dingle and 6 She Likes You. West Tip making ground again in behind them in fourth. But off the final bend it's 1 Bar the Devil, 3 Hondo Dingle, 4 running on fast. West Tip in second. But it's number 1 the winner here. That's Bar the Devil holds on from number 4 West Tip with 6 She Likes You taking third. The time 32.93.
The hottest favourite of the round came in Heat 2, where Ardkill Jamie wore the white jacket. His task was made a bit easier as Trap 2 Tyra Bottler was a non-runner.
Here behind Traps, out he is. He flies out of Trap 3, leads up. 5 Tommy's Brett showing second, 4 High Diz and 6 Bogside Mike into the corner. And it's number 3, that's Ardkill Jamie around the bend in front from 4 High Diz in second, 6 Bogside Mike is next. Down the far side and it's Ardkill Jamie about 3 lengths in front. High Diz running a big race in second, number 4, 6 Bogside Mike is next as they hit around the final 2 bends with 3 Ardkill Jamie. A lead now about 3.5 lengths from 4 High Diz and 6 Bogside Mike. And up the straight it's Ardkill Jamie, 8-1 on he was in the ring in places. He wins this handily. Number 3 Ardkill Jamie the winner. Second is 4 High Diz and third number 6 Bogside Mike. The time 32.72.
After posting a sensational 32.39 in the opening round, Greenwell Storm stood out as the one to beat in Heat 3. Racing in the white jacket though, he couldn't afford any mistakes.
Red hot favourite in 3, here behind the box. Away badly, he's slowly out as 4 Bogside Jake leads up. He's a powerful stare. 4 Bogside Jake from 5 Town Lawn in second. Then comes 2 Side Sage and around that opening bend, and it's 4 Bogside Jake being challenged now by 5 Town Lawn. 6 Very Bad Tonight is back in third, heading down the far side, and Town Lawn goes on by a length from Bogside Jake in second. Then comes 6 Very Bad Tonight. 3 Greenwell Storm is stopped in his tracks again there as 5 Town Lawn leads for home from 4 Bogside Jake, 6 Very Bad Tonight and 3 Greenwell Storm. And here coming up is 4 the winner, Bogside Jake from 5 Town Lawn. Perhaps 3 Greenwell Storm might have got up for third. The time 32.82.
Despite only finishing third in the opening round, C Senor was installed a red-hot favourite to win the final heat. He wore the white jacket, where his main rivals came into form of Trap 4, Come On the Cats, and 2, Alan Gale.
Away to go, he's away well tonight as 3C Senior leading up with 2 Alan Gale on the inside. 2 Alan Gale, 3C Senior into the bend. Then comes 5 Cabra Bell and 4 Come On the Cats around that opening bend, and it's 2 in front. That's Alan Gale, but there goes C Senior. He erupts out the back into the back straight. 3C Senior goes on from 2 Alan Gale, 5 Cabra Bell and then 4 Come On the Cats, not making any progress. But it's C Senior cuts off Alan Gale at the third bend, and 5 Cabra Bell closes in third. But up the straight, it's number 3 C Senior runs wide but runs away from them. 3 C Senior the winner. Second or very close between 5 Cabra Bell and 2 Alan Gale. The time a very fast 32.52.
All in all, the second round of the Ladbrokes 600 went as planned, with 3 of the 4 favourites winning. Of course, C Senor posted the fastest time when running away with the final heat clocking a very fast 32.52. Next in the clock was the hottest favourite of the night, Art Killjamie, who ran away with the second heat. Also, with a hot favourite winning in the shape of Bar the Devil, he won the opening heat, beating off West Tip, while the third heat, Bogside Jake, slight shock winner. Back in third, we have the hot favourite Greenwell Storm, but he'll still be there for the semi-finals. And those semi-finals will be on next week, and they promise to bring further top-class racing.
The big night of the year at Clonmel, the final of the Red Mills Produce Stakes, the great race at Clonmel, the big classic for the 2-year-olds. We've had a great competition this year and a very worthy favourite in Team Captain, owned and trained by Reggie Roberts. A few local runners, half the final trained in County Tipperary. Massive crowd here, but before we join the action in the big final, let's look at one or two of the supporting races. The final of the Airport Express Munster Dash, in 1 Lodge Rascal, 2 Skywalker Magic, 3 Unique Option, 4 Express Comet, 5 Compass Philippine, and 6 the reserve Evans Boy, replacing the track record breaker Rising Fire. Here coming up behind Traps. And away to go, he's not away too well, and it's number 2 Skywalker Magic dashes out of Traps, goes clear to the bend, now the favourite Unique Option showing pace to go second, but Skywalker Magic, the Derby third, he's 2 lengths in front on the second corner. Number 2 Skywalker Magic, 3 is next Unique Option, and now running on in third is the Sprint Cup winner Express Comet, but Skywalker Magic does it in style there, showing big early pace, going on to win it impressively. Well, Matt O'Donnell, Skywalker Magic, the Derby third, he's really back in form. That was a fine performance.
Yeah, it was a good performance, and he had a bit of a wrist problem, so we just took him handy. That's why we were sprinting him, and just to get him back.
Well, if he keeps breaking like that, he's going to trouble a lot of dogs if he comes out of Traps like he did tonight.
I hope so. The Ledger will be probably his next lot. We'll give him a 4-binder and just see, but I think he's 100% right. And if he does, he'll be a hard dog to lead in the Ledger.
If my memory serves me right, he had a W on him when he was running into Derby last year.
Yeah, he had. He won't run Shelbourne Park after the second bend. He go down the back straight, right out on the rails. And it's a crying shame because he's losing about 3 to 4 lengths on the second bend. And if you take that out of his time, he's a real, top whack. But he's just not running it. Here, I tried him, give him a trial. He railed like a cat, and I took the W off him. And you see tonight, he railed again.
And he's not a dog you'd be tempted by English Derby?
Not really. Not really.
You're going for the Ledger?
Definitely, I think. That's me lucky ground.
Well, exciting action there. But down here in Clonmel, one of the big fundraisers of the year is the Lotto run by the Track Supporters Club. With me, Freddie Kavanagh, the chairman. Freddie, this is a great supporting system and it really works tremendously for the track.
Yes, absolutely. And we're delighted with the support that we get here. We have fantastic support, but the money that comes in goes back out for all grades of races, and we're more than delighted for this to happen every week.
Somebody mentioned to me in a region of 70,000 over a year you're raising.
That was easily over 70. Last year it was well over 70, and hopefully we'll do the same again this year.
And I believe a big winner also, we're going to see him being presented with his cheque.
That's correct. We had a big winner on Thursday night, €3,550. A nice one for the holiday weekend.
It certainly was, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, yes.
And would it take long now to build the pool back up again to 3,000 or 4,000?
Well, it could take 6 or 7 weeks. That's not saying it could be one after 2 weeks. That's just a look at the draw.
But you're praying every night it won't
absolutely,
be a force.
Absolutely. But we're really over the moon and we're doing good work for the track. And it's great to see us be supported so well.
Well, that's the great thing about Irish greyhound racing at the moment. So many supporters clubs putting so much work into just getting in behind their track and providing funds for extra racing. Meanwhile, let us join the action back on the track. Now, the runners for the Connollys Red Mills Produce Stakes final for 2007. In one is Tedso, owned by James Ormond from Worcestershire, trained by Mossy O'Connor, a son of Sycamore Dan, and It's About Time Rose, bred by Pat O'Leary in Youghal in County Cork. This fellow winner of the Vaughan Furniture Stake at Tralee last December, one of the outsiders here going from Trap 1. In 2 is Green Heat, owned by Declan Thornton from Carrigaline, trained by Liam Dowling. This son of Sonic Flight and Ballymacmini was also bred by Liam, and while the formidable kennel have turned out many a champion before, and who's to say that Green Heat, normally a strong finisher, won't oblige here.
In 3, we have Cherokee Playboy, owned by the Bargain King Syndicate from Shannon, trained by Anne Wade, a son of Honcho Classic and Hang On Sally. Cherokee Playboy, bred by Yvonne Harrington in Bursley, and this one ran up the Dear McCoffey on-race stake at Youghal last October. Number 4, the favourite team captain, owned, bred and trained by Reggie Roberts in Rathangan, a son of Top Honcho and Miss Blue Eyes. This fellow really sprang to prominence when winning the €20,000 Comerford Cakes Puppy Stake at Shelbourne Park last December, a worthy favourite. In 5, we have Assassin, owned by Jennifer Baker from Mitchelstown, trained by Graham Holland, a son of Hondo Black and Repentance, bred by Paddy O'Keefe in Charleville, one of the outsiders here in the field, but a dog well capable, as he showed in the semi-final when springing a 5-1 upset. And on the outside, the local hope Trade Plate, owned by John and Bill Toohey, trained by Michael O'Donovan, son of Just the Best and Rhine Crew Armada, bred by Irene Barry from Youghal in County Cork, the second of the finalists bred down in Youghal. This fellow sprang to prominence here when winning a non-race stake back in September in a flying time of 28.62. So they're the runners, and they're here now coming up behind traps for the final of the Produce Stakes. Away to go, 3 is out fast. That Cherokee Playboy leading up from 5 Assassin. Trade Plate trying to get up the inside, and 1 Tedso getting through on the rails. And it's number 1 Tedso, a big pile up there in the corner. And Tedso leads by 3 lengths into the back from 2 Green Heat, who was last going to the corner. Now the favourite team captain getting a run down the far side, showing big pace into the third bend, where 1 Tedso leads from 2 Green Heat. The favourite team captain in third, turning for home is 1 Tedso. Green Heat coming up the inside. Trade Plate challenging on the outside, coming to the line. And number 2 Green Heat gets up to win it. Green Heat gets up late to win it. What a performance there from Green Heat, as he survived and, well, thrived from that opening bend tussle and came through to win late. The result of the Red Mills Produce Stakes for 2007, the winner, number 2 Green Heat, owned by Declan Thornton and trained by Liam Dowling. Second, number 1 Tedso, and third, number 4 team captain, the time 28.78. Well, if ever a race was shaped at the first bend, this was it. Now let's watch the run to the bend here. Out of traps, number 3 Cherokee Playboy well away. 5 is out well, Assassin. The favourite is third of this age, Trade Plate. Number 1 Tedso. But look at number 2 Green Heat. He's actually last now going into this opening bend. Now just watch in the corner, they all came together here, crowding as 5 dogs virtually in a line. Suddenly you see 3, 4 and 6 totally out of it there at this stage. 1 Tedso goes on from 2 Green Heat, and now we join again, and look at the pace of 4. Team captain has suddenly come back from all that trouble to challenge for second place into the bottom bends, where we still have number 1 Tedso in front. Green Heat though is a very strong finisher himself, and team captain was always going to have a job trying to catch him at this stage, as off the final bend Green Heat really railing well, getting through the gap and showing his stamina up the straight and his power coming to the finish and getting up to grab the verdict there. Number 2 Green Heat, winner of the Produce Stakes. Well, Liam Dowling, there's a smile on your face. That's a marvellous moment, winning the Produce Stakes.
It's a big relief, Michael, and we're absolutely thrilled. The dog never got a run through the stake, but we just thought if he got a run, he's not the best of dogs out of traps, but he's a woeful back straight pace, and he got a lucky run at the first spin, to be honest about it, but showed great legs, and we're absolutely thrilled, delighted.
Yeah, because it was a strange race. They all went into that first bend there practically in a line. Anything could have come out of it.
Yeah, to be honest, Michael, I was only watching the one dog. I know he went into the bin last, what I could see from the middle of the field, but as I said, there was a bit of a shift off at the first bin. He went around behind Massey Connor's dog, and I did think he'd pick him up, even though he came to the third bin. It seemed to lose his way for a second, and he had that back straight finish and just did the business on the line, I think. Yeah,
it was nearly neighbouring dogs battling out to finish. They all carried finish.
Nice to see 2 Kerry dogs go down the back straight. Massey's a marvellous man, and I'm delighted he's in the other end tonight, and I wish him the best of luck with that fella. But we were just lucky, and our luck was with us on the night, I think.
Now, an extra dimension to this, of course, for you is not only a winning trainer, you're a winning breeder, which is very important.
Yeah, we bred that bitch, Ballymacmilly. She was a terrifically paced bitch. Barely got the 5-5 trip, but a very genuine bitch. So I took her to Sonic Fly for a bit of stamina, and I think that has worked out. And I sold that pup to Declan Thornton, and he's a son of Frank's, and he's been lucky. He's only out of the first 3. He's been 1-5, I think, second 5, and third 1. So he's a very, very genuine dog. A lot of guts, and you get value any night you take him out. You get value for your money with him.
Obvious question: where now?
I guess the Derby, we might just give him a rest for the 3 weeks, and we'll have a cut to the Derby and put him around Shelbourne once or twice and see how he goes, and hopefully he'll.
550 yards should be ideal for him the way he comes home.
Without a doubt, it's going to be a big bonus, and Shelbourne being a big galloping track, it should suit him.
Marvellous. Great classic win. Well done, Liam.
Thanks, Michael. Thanks very much.
Well, the name Thornton is pretty famous in greyhound circles, particularly down around Kerry, and Frank is the man that everybody in the country knows greyhound circles, but his son Declan is the man in the limelight tonight. Declan, a classic winner. You don't own greyhounds all that long. It must be a marvellous feeling.
I'm a lucky man.
You sure are.
I had a nice judge who picked out the pup for me, and I had his name on Dolan, an ace, a trainer.
Well,
so I had everything.
Once you've Liam behind you, well,
exactly,
it's half the battle, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
And was the man himself, Frank, were you involved in the picking out of this one, or a little bit of advice?
Michael, I'll tell you now, he got the pup for nothing from Liam a present. Liam reared him, trained him. He probably paid the entry fee here as well. So you could say he's a very lucky owner. And I just like to say thanks to Liam, and of course I'm delighted for Dick.
Yeah.
I just told him very early in the night, listen, appreciate tonight, because you could have 100 more and you mightn't be here. So, I'm delighted for Liam. He had a bit of, bad luck with his own pup, Paddy McFly, but he did the business tonight. And he's a thorough professional and a fine fella.
And the one thing Declan has to do now, he has to pay for the party. The drinks are on you now, Declan.
It's all paid for.
I hope he'll book an whole week somewhere for myself and Mary.
Well, I'm sure that'll be high on the agenda.
It was a great day for us. Sunderland won the championship and go up, so my friend Patsy Byrne will be very, very happy. My mother came out of hospital this morning with a clean sheet, and Green Heat has won the produce stakes.
Well, there's no way we could sum it up more than that. Well done, lads, and have a great celebration, and look forward to the derby. Well done, lads.
Yeah, Michael, thanks.
Well, it's been a great night here at Clonmel, and for once the rain actually stayed away on Produce Stakes' final occasion. We had a fine final with Green Heat coming through late to beat the other Kerry dog, Tedso. So I'm sure the man with me is pretty happy with the way things worked out. Barry Coleman, manager here at Clonmel. Obviously for you now the Produce Stakes over, it's a big burden off the shoulders.
Oh, absolutely. I'm on the go probably since the 1st of January with the coursing events, and culminating tonight in the final of the Connollys Red Mills Produce Stakes. And our next big one now is the Track Supporters Club Munster Derby, which will be first week of July. And just looking forward to that now. At least a couple it'll be a lot easier this week anyway.
Yeah, well, the puppies, the Produce Stakes is really the big one for the year. Everyone talks about from the turn of the year what's going for the Produce Stakes and what's going to win it. It also, of course, it's your big turnover time.
Oh, absolutely. Like it's our busiest month will be April, from Easter Sunday all the way through to tonight. We've great racing every night. Great final tonight. A couple of short heads, I think, between the dogs in the final. And Green Heat came out the best of them tonight with a very strong finish.
Smashing Barry, as I say, a great night at Clonmel Track. Green Heat, the winner of the Red Mills Produce Stakes, and you heard Liam Downing saying it. The Derby is his big target now.
Next week's programme will feature the semi-finals of the Ladbrokes 600 from Shelbourne Park, plus all the action from the final night of the Cox Cup from Newbridge. We'll also be dropping in on the SkillNet's masterclasses.
For a complete fixtures list and more information, log on to the Irish Greyhound website at www.igb.ie.